Hello everyone, welcome to Principles of Macroeconomics. In this section, we will talk about macroeconomics, and I will introduce one of the most important concepts in macroeconomics, gross domestic product, or GDP. Macroeconomics helps us understand how the economy works as a whole. Instead of focusing on individual consumers or companies, we look at the big pictures like economic growth, inflation, and unemployment. It's something like aggregated ones. GDP will be a central tool throughout this course because it measures the overall size and performance of the economy. Let's start with the macroeconomic perspective. In macroeconomics, we are interested in outcomes that affect millions of people at once, such as national income, price levels, and employment. Governments or central banks and you know international organizations rely on macroeconomic analysis to evaluate a national or world economy. One of the most important distinctions in economics is the difference between macroeconomics and microeconomics. Macroeconomics studies the economy as a whole. Like I said, it focus it focuses on the broad issues like how fast is the economy expanding and how many people are unable to find jobs and how fast are prices rising and why do economies experience booms and recessions. In contrast, microeconomics focuses on individual decision makers, such as consumers or firms. Microeconomics asks questions like how do consumers decide what they want to buy? And how do firms decide how much they should produce? And how are prices determined in individual markets? While microeconomics looks at trees, macroeconomics looks at the entire forest. Both are important, but they answer very different questions. Generally, generally macroeconomics focuses on economic-wise goals such as sustained economic growth, low unemployment, and low inflation. These goals affect everyone, not just individual consumers or firms. To study these goals, economists use aggregate frameworks like aggregate demand and aggregate supply model. We will cover them later, but these concepts help us understand how the entire economy behaves. To achieve goals, governments and central banks use fiscal policy and monetary policy to influence economic outcomes. Okay, in this lecture, microeconomics studies individual behavior and specific markets, and macroeconomics studies the overall economy and national outcomes. In the next lecture, we will begin with GDP and we learn about how economists calculate GDP. Thank you.